The White Butterfly. Once upon a time, there was an old man in Japan named Takahama, who had lived since his youth in a small house he built himself near a cemetery atop a hill. He was a man loved and respected for his kindness and generosity, but the locals often wondered why he lived alone next to the cemetery and why he never married. One day, the old man fell seriously ill, nearing death, and his sister-in-law and nephew took care of him in his final moments and assured him that everything he needed would be with him. Especially the nephew, who did not leave the old man's side. One day, when the room window was open, a small white butterfly slipped inside. The young man tried to scare it away several times, but the butterfly always came back inside and, finally tired, let it vibrate next to the old man. After a long time, the butterfly left the room and the young man, curious about its behavior and amazed by its beauty, followed it. The little creature flew to the cemetery next to the house and went to a tomb, around which it would flutter until it disappeared. Although the tomb was very old, it was clean and maintained, surrounded by fresh white flowers. After the butterfly disappeared, the young nephew returned home with his uncle, only to discover that he had passed away. The young man ran to tell his mother what had happened, including the butterfly's strange behavior, with which the woman smiled and told the young man the reason why the elder Takahana had spent his life there. In his youth, Takahana met and fell in love with a young woman named Akiko, whom he was going to marry. However, a few days before the bond, the young woman died. This plunged Takahama into sadness, from which he would recover. But, nonetheless, he decided never to marry, and that was when he built the house next to the cemetery to visit and take care of his beloved's tomb every day. The young man reflected and understood who the butterfly was, and that now his uncle Takahama had finally met his beloved Akiko. A beautiful Japanese story that speaks to us about love, specifically a love capable of transcending time and even death. An eternal love. If you were moved by this touching story about the power of love, don't miss the chance to be further inspired. Subscribe to our channel and receive exclusive content that will warm your heart and expand your mind. Click the subscription button right now and be part of our community of love and wisdom.